Welcome to my first tutorial Tuesday of 2023, people. How are y'all doing? I hope it's treating y'all good. If this is your first tutorial Tuesday, welcome. My name is Brandi and we do these just to kind of slow down. I've had a lot of people on my channel comment about certain things I do. They'd like to see me just kind of slow it down, do a little bit more explanation. I film and talk as I go. A lot of these you'll see the shorter, more edited versions in my DIY Fridays. And these tutorials just kind of help people who need a little bit more information or kind of just want to hear me in real time cuss a little bit. So let's talk about this project. The picture is definitely on a canvas. And just so there's no, no hidden anything, it's a Pinterest dupe that we are painting today. My friend Sammy over at Unicorn Dust Designs is doing a Valentine's playlist, and I told her I would pop on in and create some DIYs. This, of course, was something that I just had to paint. I thought it was gorgeous, and since those of you that picked on my spring paintings, y'all picked barn. Oh God, that's gonna be fun. Who's ready to see me paint some barn scenery? Anyhow, we're gonna paint a tree. So I am going to use a piece of live edge wood. This is actually one of my last little pieces. I'm gonna have to buy another board. And this will be for sale on my website. Back to this. These are the paints that I'm gonna be using. We're going to, I'll probably pop a little thing up here for you so you can see the paints better. Take a little screenshot, pause it, take a screenshot. This is what I think off the top of my head that I'm going to need. I might need to do more. What I'm going to do first that you're not going to see me do in the edited version that I just did on Friday is I'm kind of just going to toss this to the side and we are going to make a sketch. Since I'm not using a canvas, which obviously that is what that was on, I need to make sure, because I'm going to get one shot with this. And in case you didn't know, live edge wood, it is not cheap, and I do not want to muck this up. So I want to give this a little, little rough sketch here. When I do these tutorials, I want to try to make sure that you at home can redo them as much as possible, and you're not just watching me do it and feeling like it's never going to happen. So I'm going to close up the camera here and we're going to do a little rough sketch. Another thing I just noticed is my picture is going to be inverted. So that's something else I got to deal with. I got to, instead of copying it, because the tree is actually facing this way and our live edge is on the other side. So we're going to have to face the tree this way. So I'm going to start, it's fatter at the bottom. So I'm kind of just going to bring this up our paper a little bit and kind of stop here because we got some branches we got to create over here. So I'm just going to pop and look at the picture. The picture's in my phone and I record on my phone. So I'm going to pop back in and, figure it out. All right. The top of the tree is in a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of go over here and bring this down, kind of have it go like that. All right. Let me go look some more. All right. Next one goes straight. And I mean, we can get this as straight as we can get it. It ain't gonna be perfect. And the other one, it's a little thick and it kind of goes just straight up. I don't like how I did that, but that's the whole point of us doing a sketch. So we're gonna do that. And then this, of course, kind of pops up into it and then it gets thinner as it goes. So I'm all over the place here. At this point, this kind of branches off in two different sections. This one kind of comes down here. It don't just go straight over, but it goes straight over from here. So we're just going to kind of get rid of that a little bit. And then we're going to, here is our rough sketch. And then we have branches that come up. And as we paint, it's going to be different, and this is going to be so super flippin' light. I can already tell by sketching I made this body too fat because these are a little bit longer. I don't know what I'm going to do with the background because I don't want to cover up the wood, so that's a whole nother project or a whole nother thought process I got to think about. All right, I've made decisions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the base of the tree first. And I'm going to do this really flippin' lightly because I want to make sure that I can cover it up if I need to. And I just kind of want to do the top of the tree over here. All right, so we got our outline here. And now we're going to come in with some really light paint colors. Let's blend some and pray. We're going to use this and this. I think this should give us a nice little... I like using, in case you're asking, what I prefer acrylic paints when I'm doing stuff like this. And when you don't have the colors that you're looking for, you got to kind of suck that up and use whatever you got available. So I have this pool color in chalk. Oh, it's kind of looking grim in there. Ooh. Get your crusty bits. I can't have that going on. Hold on a minute. Ooh. Crusty bits out of there. All right. Now let's get, do I got a stick I can shove in here somewhere? I just cleaned this whole area. You guys will be so proud of me. Just cleaned everything. And, oh, it's been interesting the past couple weeks just trying to get organized a little bit. All right, that'll work. And then want some of this. Oh, that's so pretty. And let's just kind of, let's leave them separate and then let's blend a little bit right here. So we got a mix. Oh, that's really pretty. That's a pretty color. I like the way that's looking with these two. Okay. Now, I am not going to paint the entire piece and fill all of this in. We're going to just do around the edges. I want to leave some of the wood, so I'm going to have to blend real thin over here on the side. And since I don't want this really clumpy because I want to blend this to the wood, I am going to thin this out with my water. So I'm going to spray the paintbrush. I'm going to do it off the camera so I don't get my area all wet here. And just kind of, here we go. Nice and wet. All right. Get a little bit of paint here. And, oh, I'm nervous. All right. Here we go. And it was darkest down at the bottom of the painting. So that's what I'm going to do here. And since I don't want this to be sharp, we're going to just kind of blend it out like this. So this way it looks like it blends into the wood like that. There we go. Oh, that worked out really nice. Okay, let's hope the rest of this works out really nice like that. And you guys are going to have to let me know in the comments, is this close enough or you would like me to have the camera closer? Because I never know if you like the far away view, if this is fine. Just let me know in the comments what you guys want me to do. I will adjust it however is fine. And I'm just going to keep spraying this a little bit as I go. Is that a piece of hair? What the Yeah, it is. No, it's a piece of the brush. All right, I was about to say, just clean this area, man. But that burlap that I was using for the DIYs in that video, oh my gosh. That burlap stuff gets everywhere. You guys deal with that? What the flip? Seriously? Knock it off. Filming here. Got an audience trying to figure out how to paint. They don't want to see your bristles everywhere. All right. Now I'm kind of closing up here. It is lightest in this area, so I'm just kind of going to now spray the brush with water and just kind of blend in both ends. Might pop in a little bit of white here. And I'm not going to pop in too much white because the leaves are white. So we're just going to really use this to give that whole ombre effect with the entire piece. See how it's really just kind of tying in all the light blue from up here, the teal, more tealy color down here, and it's just kind of really bringing them in together. And I'm just going to keep wetting the paintbrush. I'm not going to use any more paint, and we're going to just keep blending till I get the desired look I want. For this next part, we're going to just use a little piece of sponge, and we're going to wet it up, and we're going to blend this out. In case you didn't know, I love doing stain art, so sponges come in really good handy for that, and working with acrylic paints, it helps move them around. So let's move this around just a little bit and blend this out. Oh my gosh, the table's so loud. Knock it off, table. Gotta blend this out here so it just kind of goes in with our wood. I really like how this is, but I really want to also make it just a little bit lighter in here, and I don't need a lot of paint to accomplish that because this is pretty wet. So I'm just gonna put this in here, a little bit of white, and then we're just gonna spread it. Now is gonna be the easiest part of our tree, and that's gonna be us taking this nutmeg and putting it on in here, creating our background. The rest is kind of like a layering. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be dark enough for me. Let's see how we feel about this. Okay, it's not too bad, but it's not. We're gonna have to mix some black in there. Let me see what happens here. Hold on. Too much maybe. Oof. We're gonna see, aren't we? We're gonna learn today. All right, here we go. And I didn't blend this perfectly. Obviously, there's a whole lot of black coming through that shit. Oh my gosh. All right. There we go. That's a little bit better. But we want it to have texture anyway. That's what these other brown colors are for. So I'm not real worried about this not coming out exactly perfect. The lowest, or first layer, not the lowest layer. The first layer should always be the darkest layer in anything that you're trying to layer until your top layer. If you want to put out like pops of highlights and stuff, you can bring your dark color back in. All right, so the fun part is figuring out. I'm going to blend this a little bit. You guys can't see in the camera, can you? Move it a little bit. There we go. This video is probably going to be like 3 hours, so don't be cussing at me, y'all. Alright, this is a little bit more detailed than just painting a Christmas tree. And I am not a professional painter, so if you are an artist and you're coming in here and you've had your classes in art and you know all the things, bless your soul. I am not. I am a decorative artist by trade, really. I kind of do this. This has turned into a hobby and just a passion of mine, and I share what I know with other people. So if you have better tips and tricks, please put them down in the comments. I like to use my comments as an information zone for people pretty much. So if you're familiar with something, instead of taking the time to feel like you need to educate me and, oh, it should be done like this, just put it in the comments so other people are aware, okay? Be kind and help everybody. This is basically DIY community where people learn and just do things they love. you know? If you don't like this painting, you don't like the way I'm doing it, hit that. Don't be scared to hit the button and leave and go find you another channel, because I don't have time for all that here. I'm gonna just kind of create our edge. Let's create it. Oh, here we go. I'm nervous. Let's create the edge here. All right, there's our edge. Oh no, I don't like that. Ah. All right, there we go. Be careful around the edges because it gets crazy and you don't want to muck that up. That's so much better. All right. Nervous about this. Once we get to these little wingies over here, once we get to these wings, they ain't wings, they're branches, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Just create the edge on here, and we want the edge to be way shorter than the bottom. All right. And this is where we're going to branch out with our arms. I am going to look at the picture. I'll be back. I want to make sure I don't muck this up, so give me a minute. People, there is no going back at this point if I mess this up, so definitely a little nervous. Let's hope. I am going to, so this, I'm going to start here first because this is going to be our lowest, like, big part of our branch. So I'm just going to kind of start over here and I'm going to bring it up. Oh, I'm nervous. All right. And then it straightens. At least I think it straightens. But this is how we're doing it. No takey backsies at this point. It's just going to be me trying to fix all whatever I muck up. So there's a gap here, and then there's a gap here. So we are a branch down. I brought the trunk out a little bit. And then I'm going to... I'm actually going to bring that up a little bit more. And honestly, it don't have to be perfect, people. You create these in your image. I'm just trying to give you as much of the backbone of this as I can, if that makes sense. And the paint, especially when you're using two different color paints, how I got the black and the brown, it's really toning the tree all on its own. Does that make sense? So you don't have to sweat too much if it's not coming out just perfect. And we can create like an extra added texture on there. And I'm just going to kind of tie these in. So, and there we go. That's what I'm working with right now. And now we're going to work with this. I can already tell you the top of my tree is going to be different. I should have brought this down a little bit more. So I created our crease right here where it says, and then we're going to bring this up. We're going to need to create a branch over here and then a branch up here, and a fairly thick one. So this is going to be our thickest branch, of course. Oh, that was a lot of paints. So here we go. All right. And bring that on down. I'm actually going to thicken that up. And I think I'm going to thicken this up too. Oh, look at that. I like that much better. There we go. And let's kind of bring this one down. And like I said, using two different colors when you're painting something like this, it helps give some definition and some texture in there. So you can kind of feel out a little bit more where you might want something to end. I disappeared back to our picture. So here I decided this is where I'm going to put my branch. This is where I'm going to put my branch. And then I'm just going to enhance it now and kind of just add a little bit. For this next part, since we're going to create our branches, we're going to come in and do all our highlights. Don't worry, we're going to get to that. But since we're going to create our branches, I want a smaller paintbrush. That one's, it's not like that's huge or anything, but I just want something smaller. Let me see what I got here. Dropping, so, oh, this might work right here. This looks nice. I love that little crunchy noise when you first get a new paintbrush. So, I don't know. Isn't that funny how you guys ever do that? If you use a paintbrush like this and it's got the dark color, even when you wash it, it kind of stains the brush. I think that's funny. It does it on my little white brushes too, but you can never tell when you got the dark bristle brushes. What do I want to do? Let's use this one. I might use both of them. Who knows? All right. But let's start making our... Now, this is where you're going to want to be a little bit more mindful because the ends, they got to be pointy. So you'll start here and you're kind of just going to create your next little branch. And see, I think I want a thinner brush than this. I think we're going thinner. I think that's what we're going to have to do. I think that's too much paint, too. There we go. And then we're going to have to create our tentacles. That's what they are to me, tentacles. For this part, I'm kind of just going to wing it. It is hard for me to really do the identical since it's backwards. We're just going to kind of wing this and give it our own little spin here. And as long as you're using a thinner brush, you're not going to hold a lot of paint in it anyway. So you can kind of be a little bit mindful with your paint. Just be gentle and easy with it. And it shouldn't be a hot mess, if that makes sense. Before we start our little white petals, let's put in our highlights. So I'm just going to still use the same brush that I used for the darker colors. And I'm really just going to take the same colors and just kind of add in here. And now I'm just going to go all the way kind of up and down our tree. When you get to the arms or the branches, try and stay in a continuous stroke because then it pulls. See how it kind of pulls that? It just makes it look like it's coming out of the tree. Just trying to, with the lighter colors as we're blending, pull it up into the branches. It helps the tree just look like one piece. It ties all those colors in. That's all we're doing here. Oh no, messed up. We gotta fix it because you don't want your edge to have those. I mean, you can, but I don't want it in there. Once you're happy with the colors on your tree, before we do anything else, because we still got to put the heart and do our little white petals, take some of your lightest color and blend it with like your second whitest or lightest, not whitest, color. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Sorry, that's blurry. And then we're going to just take some little edges. Oh no. Seriously. And then we're going to just take around some of the little bends in the tree, and we're going to just pop some gentle highlights in here. It don't have to be extreme, just some little highlights. It's going to give our tree some added love. That's all. Just some bends and just blend. And you can use your finger if you want to just blend it out. For our flowers, these are going to be really, really easy. So I'm going to use a little tiny, oh no, Lord, I should have really, I got stuck in tacky glue. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to be using one of these little angled brushes. We're going to just take a little bit of our paint. That's a lot of paint, actually. Oof, we can't be having too much. And I'm going to just start right here. And we're going to just boop, boop. And we can always color it in. Yeah, 1 minute it's too much paint, the next minute it's not enough. Give me a break. There we go. And then just color it in. All right, because this is chalk paint, it is way thicker. I need to get myself some thin white acrylic paint. And what's funny is I was just at Walmart and I grabbed a bunch of paints. I don't know why I didn't grab white acrylic paint. But here we go. Watering that down should help here. But let's kind of start over. I let that dry, and we are going to add our finishing touches on these little pieces. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our darkest, actually I'm going to use black. We're going to take our black, and I am going to mix it with a tiny bit of the light brown that we have, and we're going to pull our strings into our florals. And some of these have a little line. I'm not too concerned about creating the line, so if you're not perfect with it, don't stress, but we're gonna just kind of add in our little edges so it looks like these are in our tree. And this really just depends on how good you are with your hand. Let me actually move this camera down so you can see it a little bit better. And we're gonna just tie them in. How about that? What do you guys think of that? Now that we're all done putting in our little petals, I'm just going to take some black paint on this little brush, and I'm just going to, before we put our heart in, and I'm just going to kind of put some little strokes in different spaces just to kind of give the tree a little bit more definition. And you can, again, take your finger and rub your finger down in sections if you want to, and it just gives it more texture, more realistic look, adding those extra colors in there. You can do this as much or as little as you want. It is completely up to you. All right, now is the part that I have been dreading. No, right? You're dreading a part. I am dreading popping this heart in here because I'm going to get one shot at this, and I'm not sure how thick I want this sucker to be, and that really is going to affect what size brush I'm using here. I don't know. I don't want it to be too small. This might be perfect. All right, we're going to use the lightest color, so it's just a tan color. Oh, can you see that? Just a tan color. And I'm going to start where I want my heart to be. Oof. Up more? What do you guys think? Oh, I'm nervous. I'm going to get one shot at this, and then I'll have to paint the tree again if I muck it up. Okay. All right, that wasn't too bad. Okay, that's not too bad, right? Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. You guys didn't know how stressful this was, did you? All right. Oh no. I really don't want to have a bunch of brush strokes in it. Oh, that's on the lean. All right, adjustments are going to have to be made here. Man. What is that? I'm still swerving. Oh gosh, we're gonna have to fix it. You know I can't have that. Okay. And it's supposed to look like somebody cut into the tree, and it doesn't. Looks like somebody painted a heart on the tree. You have to fix it. I'm pretty sure we can fix it. Don't worry. I'm gonna get us there. I'm gonna keep tracing this until I get a better heart. All right, so don't quote me on this, but what I think we should do to fix it is take some of the lighter color and some of that almost dark brown and just kind of right here along the edges. And it's gonna give it, hopefully, more of a drawn into the tree look and not like we painted on the tree look. Oh, let's just use a little bit more of that darker. It's just not doing it for me. Oh, it's too dark. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, Brandi? Oh, God. All right. Okay, I like that. I like that so much better. Like that color so much better. Oh, I'm just gonna kind of go along with the heart, and hopefully this blends it into our tree a little bit more. I like that much better. Now I'm gonna kind of just add some little dark edges around here just to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic. And I'm just going to kind of pull the black paint up, make it look like it's kind of cut into the tree. And that is it for finishing up this joint. You guys let me know in the comments below if you enjoy the painting tutorials, what you might want to see next. I know we got that barn scenery in there. It is coming. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. I have a couple backgrounds picked out for that. It's gonna be interesting to see what I come up with though. I am definitely interested to see how those turn out. I have never done an entire scenery like that, so you guys are really putting my skills to the test here. But you see how this is kind of just giving it that added looking like it's cut into the tree instead of just painted onto the tree. And if you guys have extra time and you're just coming in here and you just seen the thumbnail and you're like, what is going on? There are more Valentine's Day inspiration pieces in Sammy's playlist over at Unicorn Dust Designs. So I will link them down in the description box below. Stop on over if you have some time. Check everybody out. And that's going to be it for today. Stick around for the reveal.